Today's POV is a street challenge, the 135 1.8 versus the 35 1.4. The 35mm is the storyteller, it pulls you into the story. The 135 is the hunter, it captures moment from a distance. I'm not showing you just the final shot, I'm gonna show you the raw file and then the final edit with my presets. Plus, if the shot is the result of a sequence, I'll show you every frame, so you can see exactly how the keeper happened. So which one is going to win today, context or compression? Let's start with the 135mm. Something that I always like to do is to take pictures of people crossing the street. For this frame, I'm using the bicycle as foreground element. And I start waiting for something or someone coming on the street that is interesting as subject. And then eventually this woman was coming with a bike and I had also the bus as background. It's always important to show a different perspective. Try changing your angle. Don't shoot everything from eye level. Get higher, get lower, step to the side and make the scene look new. In this photo, I'm breaking all the composition rules, placing this young woman right on the extreme edge of the frame. Here, I love the little space between the pole and the double-decker bus. From the previous shot, I noticed the fantastic reflection of the Windows bus. I'm waiting for someone to come into the right place. Here on the right side there is this young man, which is basically posing for a fantastic shot. So I start vertical, but then I want to have more of the background as context. After deciding to move forward, I thought I'd go back to grab a vertical frame, using the people working on the pavement in front as foreground for the subject. Okay, now let's switch to the 35mm, same street but a different day. With this focal length, everything changes. You are not trying to isolate the subject anymore, you are trying to tell a story. At 35mm, the subject doesn't exist alone. They live inside a context and the context is part of the message. You can build multiple stories in a single frame, foreground, midground, background, different layers happening at the same time. That's what I love about the 35mm. It doesn't just show who, it shows where, why, and what's happening around them. With the 35mm, you always have multiple ways to frame the scene. You can include or exclude elements, decide how close to get, and control how intimate the shot feels. For example, here, after the first frame, I repositioned myself to use the paddle and capture the beautiful reflection. This next shot is a perfect example of why I don't talk during my POV, and why, even after a good photo, I always reset and get back to ready as fast as possible. If I hadn't, I probably would have missed this lady with the pink umbrella. These next two shots are a clear example of something I really believe in. Street photography needs a human element. Even though this place is original and visually unique, the frames feel empty. Without someone in them, they don't really say anything. Okay, now we are back with the 135, so we are looking for great subject and compression. Here there's another example of how you can take street photos without people, but yet they can tell a story. But I still prefer this second shot with a human subject in the frame, even if I should have stepped back a little to get a cleaner, stronger composition. Many times it's just three simple steps that turn a mundane shot into a great one. Especially with longer focal lengths, you need to give your subject space beyond them, so the background compression can breathe. Here I'm just waiting for the right subject. This street has fantastic colors, textures and light, and I already know a cinematic teal and orange preset is going to suit it perfectly. Now, those beautiful theater signs are my background, and I'm trying to build the frame in layers. My subject is the midground, with a double-decker bus sliding through the foreground. When you get to Chinatown, you're usually drawn straight to the main street, but don't miss the chance to photograph this little side lane, Densei Place. It feels like you are in a film. That's a classic long focal length shot. Put yourself right in the middle of the crowd. Lift the camera above your head and focus on the tallest subject you can find. A shop window photo from across the street is another clear example of the difference between those two lenses. With the 135, you get an intimate moment, and if you frame it right, you can still keep just enough context around your subject. With the 35, it's all about the scene, and about people being in the right place to tell the story, like those two men staring at the chickens. If you want to capture and isolate people's candid expressions and reaction, the 135 is your lens. Back with the 35mm. The feeling of the photo changes dramatically depending on how close you are to your subject. The closer you get, the more you feel the frame and naturally isolate them, while the context fades into the background. With the 135, the more you push the vanishing point into the distance, the more layers your frame builds. More stories, more contrast, more depth. That's my favorite way to use this lens. This is from my kit. Here, another instance of the same concept. Let's take a photograph of Leicester Square Station with both lenses. The beautiful street where we came from, Chinatown, is our background. Here, unfortunately, I didn't notice her. It would have been an amazing shot. Now we are back on the 35, which lets you shoot right up close. I know it's not easy, it takes time. When I started, I couldn't imagine taking a shot like this. If you want to see how I build the confidence to do it, check out my video on how to photograph strangers. Okay, now back to Leicester Square Station with the 135. Let's capture some candid moments. On days like this, when the sky is overcast and the light gives you nothing to work with, the edit becomes a huge part of the final result. All the images I'm showing you are edited starting from one of my preset packs, built from 6 years of editing street photography. I've had lots of comments asking about my presets, so I put together a package with 4 main categories: street, cinematic, noir, and signature. They are designed to work beautifully with Sony and Fujifilm colors, but they should translate well to other brands too. Just keep in mind, a preset is a starting point, not a one-click finish. You'll still fine-tune exposure and color, and often add a few masks depending on the shot. We are on Floral Street, just off Covent Garden. This place is made for a long lens like the 135. The buildings becomes leading lines, the vanishing point stretches forever, and the compression lets you isolate your subject beautifully. The composition here is almost effortless. The medium-long shot, also known as American shot, is another framing where the 135 really shines. After the first shot, I lowered the camera to match the level of the leading lines and strengthen the composition. Using a frame within a frame is one of the easiest ways to guide the viewer's eye and give the subject instant depth and context. We are inside Covent Garden now, and the 135mm lets you lock onto your subject even in a packed crowd. With the 35mm it's the opposite. You have to get close, and you need to watch your frame carefully, especially the edges, because everything sneaks in. With the right distance, you can still keep plenty of context, with the compression as the icing on the cake. In this case, I waited until the street performer looked in my direction, and I also caught people watching him in both the foreground and the background. That layers the scene and makes him the clear focal point of the shot. If you want to level up your street photography, I offer a one-to-one session in London. We'll walk through some of the city's most iconic spots, and I help you with settings, reading the scene, and finding stronger composition in real time. You'll find the link in the description. Here, I loved how the station theatre lights reflect on the buses. If you have been following me for a while, you know how much I love this phone booth, especially the graffiti on it. Okay, back where we were a few minutes ago in front of Leicester Square station. So let's wrap up this challenge. The 135mm is an incredible lens, especially if you are building confidence. It rewards all the techniques we talked about. Layering, compression, clean framing, and waiting for the right moment. But it also needs the right environment. You need space, enough distance from the scene, and ideally a location where you can push the vanishing point far into the background. The 35mm is the opposite. It asks more of you. You have to work harder for composition, step into the scene, and get closer to the action. But it's also the most reliable option. If you don't know what you'll face, or you want one lens that does it all, the 35mm is a safe choice for street, portraits, video, anything. We got to the end. If you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. If you want to see more POV challenge, here there is another video, the 35 against the 85. So let me know in the comment which one you like the most, the 135 or the 35. I'll see you in the next one.